Mike Calloway had worked plenty of deep cover jobs before. Drug rings, human trafficking networks, even a few domestic terrorist groups. But this one was different. The Visionary Collective was clean. Too clean. The kind of clean that made his badge itch. It had sprung up overnight, its influence spreading like a contagion through New York's wealthy and elite. Donations flooded in, millions vanishing into unseen bank accounts. Law enforcement needed to know what the hell was going on inside. So, they sent Mike. His cover was solid, an ex-Wall Street broker, disillusioned with the system, looking for meaning. It got him in the door. The collective's compound sat just outside the city, an abandoned factory retrofitted into something resembling a temple. At its centre, the enigmatic leader, Vision. The first time Mike saw him, he felt an uneasy tug in his gut. Vision was old but not frail. His face bore scars that didn't make sense, thin, jagged marks that crisscrossed his skin like a roadmap to some unseen horror. He spoke in a measured tone, his words laced with a quiet certainty that made you want to believe. The cult's goal? To stop the future from eating itself alive. Nuclear fire will consume the world, and only through knowledge can we prevent it, Vision preached. It sounded like doomsday drivel, but the more time Mike spent inside, the harder it was to dismiss. The collective wasn't stockpiling weapons or recruiting for war. They were gathering knowledge, raising awareness. And then there was the tech. At first, it was the little things. A tablet that responded to gestures without touch. A screen displaying news articles from dates that hadn't happened yet. Then, Mike found the big one. A device no bigger than a deck of cards, pulsing with an energy he couldn't explain. It projected a holographic map of a world engulfed in flames. The date in the corner read 2047. Evidence. Real, tangible evidence that Vision wasn't just another charismatic nutjob. One night, Vision called Mike into his private chamber. The old man sat in a high-backed chair, watching the flickering glow of a digital display Mike didn't recognize. When he turned, his expression wasn't angry or afraid. It was knowing. "I know why you're here, Michael." Mike felt the instinctual tightening of his muscles, preparing for a fight or a lie. "Yeah? And why is that?" Vision smiled, a weary, sorrowful thing. "Because I was once you." A chill crept up Mike's spine. "What?" "I know you're a cop. I know your real name is Calloway, not Carter. I know you wear a wire in the buckle of your belt, though it's useless in here. My tech scrambles it. I know because I was sitting in that exact chair 26 years ago, hearing these exact words from the man I used to be." Mike's head swam. Bullshit. It had to be bullshit. But the tech, the scars, the way Vision spoke like he already knew the punchline to a joke Mike hadn't even told yet. "That's not possible." Vision's smile widened just a bit. "It wasn't for me, either. Until it was." Mike shook his head. "If you're me from the future, why warn me now? Why not sooner? Why not stop all of this before it started?" Vision leaned forward. "Because you're not ready yet. You have to go through what I did. You have to see what's coming, the fire, the war, the things that crawl out of the ashes." His voice dropped to a whisper. "You have to lose everything, just like I did." A sick dread took root in Mike's gut. Then what? Vision reached out and gripped Mike's wrist, tight, warm, real. "Then, one day, you'll be sitting in this chair, and the man standing before you will ask the same questions, and you will answer the same way, because the loop must continue." Mike yanked his arm back. He wanted to call it insanity, a mind game, a deep cover psychotic break. But he couldn't, because as Vision's sleeve pulled up, revealing the jagged scar running along his wrist, Mike absently scratched at the exact spot on his own. The same scar. The same goddamn scar. Somewhere outside, a siren wailed, far off and distant. Mike Calloway, or Carter, or whoever the hell he was anymore, took a slow, shuddering breath. And in the dim light of the chamber, his future watched him with knowing eyes.